But the main reason, well, not the main reason, obviously getting the light burner from Ran is a great reason to do a live broadcast. But we have got something else. What's sitting behind us, if you haven't noticed it already. We've got the FMS 2.5 meter ASW-17. And a lot of companies have made the ASW-17. It's been made a lot of times. So can you make a plane better than the first person that made it? That's the question. That's what we're going to find out tonight when we open the box, to see what's different on this compared to similar foam class ASW-17 models at round about the same price. So have we got anybody who's interested in gliders actually on the night, apart from me and Andrew? And I know John likes the gliders.
John does, doesn't he?
Have you ever tried gliding, Steve?
They're doing some good things with FMS at the minute. They do like with their wing clips, like the way they go together.
That's what I'm gonna get at. That's what I'm gonna get at. Yeah.
Like the Fox they've done. Simon loves that, doesn't he? The way unclip get it into his car.
Aye. That's
like
That's one thing I've noticed with FMS. Obviously, I used to buy FMS planes years ago. Well, not yet. I'm not talking like 10 years ago. I'm talking like 4 years ago. I used to buy FMS planes. And what I noticed with FMS is they never stop the same. They constantly improve, and they always try to bring something else to make it that little bit different, to make a reason why you would go for that model instead of any other model. And I think with the ASW-17, they've far surpassed themselves in the amount of engineering and just the amount of, it's hard to explain, but all the upgrades that's on the model, you think, why would a company do so much like that on a foam model? But if it makes your experience at flying it and assembling it better, you're going to go back to them, aren't you? Yeah. When you see it's building quality into the model. That's basically what it is.
And you need the quality there as well when because that kind of, you're going to be taking the wings off every time, aren't you?
Exactly, it's a glider, it's a 2.5 metre wing, it's not going to fit in your car.
But you need something that's going to be solid.
Yeah. Can you remember when Simon Shaw first brought the Fox to the beach?
Aye.
And the way it assembled?
Aye.
Like, this is very similar, but obviously the tail section, it's one piece, but the horizontal clips in, the rudder surface clips in, the vertical, the wings clip in, and the soft connections for your servos. But when I seen the way he's slotted together, you think, how much engineering time does it take to actually even get that down onto paper? Obviously, every little plastic part needs a mould. Why didn't they make just one fuselage, then you screw the bits on like you normally do? Because of the simple fact it's not an improvement.
Yeah, it's nice to know they're not just copying other manufacturers. Looking into it, making it better for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, to say, people think, wait, hang on, Simon's probably getting this model for nothing, so he's gonna say it's a good model. It's not, but that's not the case. When I unbox an FMS model, I always look at what they've done to make it better.
Yeah.
And it's the little bits of detail that go a long way with me. In fact, I've got the rest to build this model. You don't need any screwdrivers, you don't need any glue, and the kit where you would normally get all your push rod, screws, glue, carbon fibre rods, anything like that. This is the kit that comes with that model, the FMS 2.5 metre. That's it.
Oh God.
That's it. That's two.
This is going to be the shortest video ever.
Two push rods and 4 grub screws. But I bet you 2 of them grub screws are spares.
Probably aye.
Easy glider, yeah. I've tried a few. What's that glider flying now?
I've got the ASW at the minute.
The SW? No, the one from Banggood. It's not. Oh, you've got the SW, didn't I? I got the, what was it? The Evolution or something like that. The Phoenix. The Phoenix, which is it's a good glider, and don't get us wrong, it's a good glider, and it's, I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's a half decent price. But the build quality, when you look at something like that and you look at something like this, you realise why you're paying extra money. Because the quality inside of this. But people think, wait, why do you want a glider? You fly scale models and jets. But glider's more of a relaxing thing, and it teaches you a lot about flying and how to fly. If you've never flown a glider before and you've flown jets and scale models, step back into the glider and it will increase your skill at flying a scale model and jet. Because you're using a lot more control surfaces and harnessing the wind around you to fly better. While with a jet you just push through the air whichever way the wind blows. But with a glider it's totally different, and you're using a lot more rudder control. So somebody at the minute who says flying a warbird, but they're always struggling with the rudder, and you need to use your rudder on a warbird. This is where you get your practice using your rudder on the gliders, and I've always said that, and I've said the same to you, haven't I, Andrew? Get on a glider for a couple of hours, and once you, because the glider flies better flying them flat without any power on, so you're constantly using the rudder, so it just becomes natural. Once you pick up your jet or your scale model, you just naturally start using the rudder more and more.
I'm still learning mine with a glider. I'm still very much a novice.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it.
I love it. I mean, I'm definitely not. I'm still novice with a glider. Definitely a novice, but I can see why I need to improve when I fly one, and it does teach you a lot. Yeah, the composite glider would be really. I don't know if it's heavy, but I think it would be more heavier than a foam model. But you're probably looking at over a 3 meter model there, Steve, are you? Be a big one, is it? Right, I'm gonna, on this, in fact I've already got the box open because I have been inside of it and had a look, obviously. I'm not gonna have a brand new plane sitting here and not look at it.
Get it out. Show with the goods.
Right, so this is just the box that comes in. We don't need that. The one thing I will say before I even unbox it, don't throw away this polystyrene box, because this will be ideal for getting it to the field in the back of your car, or even storage if you want to keep it in it, because it assembles and disassembles that quick that it's worth actually putting it back in the box just to keep everything safe.
Keep it looking nice.
I never do that with any of my models, but I've seriously thought about it with this one.
Does this come with any stabilizers or anything in?
No, it's basically you wouldn't use. You would kill a glider if you put a stabilizer in it, because the whole point of flying a glider is actually using the rudder more than what you would use the ailerons. Obviously, if you wanted to fly at sports, doing lots of aerobatics, you're definitely going to use a lot of aileron. But most people just want to reach a nice smooth flight, so you try to keep your plane relatively flat and try not to use power. Power's just to get you up, unless you want to do acrobatics, which I definitely will try with this one because I think it's definitely equipped for it. So nothing in this part of the box. That's it. That's just the lead. Stick that in there. And this is what you actually get. Look at the way it's even packed. That camera. It's perfect. You know what I mean? You can't get any better. You can just slide that in the back of your car, the back of your van, and just take it like that.
Yeah.
Ours forever. The thing with glider wings is they're long. And unless you've got them in some type of bag or anything, when you put them in the car or the van, you put them together and the servo horns end up pressing into the wings and you're left with massive dents in that.
Yeah,
you can't get away from it unless you're putting it in a bag. But using this box, I mean, everything's safe in there now the way it is. Nothing's going to fall out of there. That's perfect. Stick in the back of the car. But the first improvement that they've done, the rods, instead of being carbon fiber, it's actually aluminium tube, but it's threaded. It's a threaded aluminium tube. So what they've done is on the fuselage there's a block of aluminium. So these screw into the aluminium each side, and what that does, that creates, is it dihedral? Because a lot of gliders got a flat wing like that. That actually creates your angle without any flex. Because that's another thing I noticed about this, how rigid the wing actually is, even before you put the rod in it. With the sleeve inside of that, it's a really rigid wing. So imagine once you get this in and your angle set, how rigid that wing is. Which is probably why they're classing it as an acrobatic, a sports glider. So it comes with the stickers pre-installed. HB 1298, if anybody knows what that is, what it's referencing, I don't.
That wing's massive, isn't it?
But it's got some weight about it as well.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying before about how rigid it is. I'm really trying to bend it there, and it's not even flexing, and I haven't even got the rod in it. But obviously, if I put my knee in it, I could probably flex it. But
yeah, I'm wondering if they're making their foam a little bit more dense at the minute, because I noticed that with your Tiger Cat.
The Tiger Cat's a nice dense foam, but that's what they've said about this model. The foam structure is different. It must be smaller beads to get them more tighter.
Right.
But looking in the light there, the carbon fibre rod, the sleeve, actually runs from there, from near the tip of the wing, obviously all the way down. Then what you've got is, you've got covers on all the servos, so when you're landing in the long grass and that, they're not getting hung up, which could happen.
Yeah.
Cover on this servo as well. All the control surfaces have got a strengthener, because if you are doing some speed and you go to put a quick turn in, you will get the length of this control surface. You kind of get away from it flexing the control surface. So what they've done is they've put the reinforcing in to stop that flex. But if you look at actual control horns, they're not standard control horns. I have seen these before, but I'm forgetting what they're called. If you get a look at that.
Ow! Alright, so it's got like a twin horns on it.
It's like a twin horn, then you've got the bezel in the middle with the grub screw. And to actually fit it to the plane, obviously your rods here, these are your locks to lock it in place. Then you've got the soft connector for the flaps and ailerons. But the next thing I like about it, which is another brilliant improvement, this might be why it's actually made the wings rigid. Actually, I never thought of this. But on the leading edge of the wing, all the way from the root of the wing to the end section here, there's a plastic cover all the way along.
All right.
Hard plastic cover all the way. So that would have added some rigidity to it as well. But I think the APU is definitely a different APU because it is very rigid.
Well, how big's a bit of plastic up next to the fuselage on the wing?
Like the plastic.
Is it like a big chunk of plastic, or is it just like
there is a cover obviously here for where it attaches, but
right.
the actual leading edge, you can see it there where my marker is.
Yeah.
That's where it sits all the way down, and it comes up to here, and that's a separate piece there, but that there's still plastic, hard plastic. Then you've got the...
That's a good design because it'll stop from bashing off little bushes, and you know when you come into that, like when we fly off the top of the beach,
fly off the top in the long grass where there's bushes. And if you have a look at some of my gliders, the state of the leading edge on the wings, they're ruined. You're not going to get that at all with this. With that one. That's solid. So to attach the wing, obviously you would have the aluminium rod screwed into the block on the fuselage, then you would just slide the wing on. And once the wing is in its home position, it automatically locks. There's two spring-loaded locking mechanisms there, but them just lock in, self-locking, so you push it in, you get that click and it locks. If you haven't heard the click, tip it upside down and just move it with your finger. With being a brand new model, there's a high chance that it hasn't clicked in properly. But even on the end here, if we're flying off the beach, do we protect that?
Oh yeah.
Just for when it drops the wing.
It's literally like sandpaper when you land on it, isn't it?
Oh, that's the last. You didn't want to put this down on the sand, especially. Yeah, that's off your Hawk.
Off my FMS Hawk, that's the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Scratched to death.
Aye, but what were you doing? Touching goods without the wheels down?
Yep.
Yep.
Done them no.
Pardon, Andrew?
It done them no problem.
It did, aye. But can you remember that time you tried it without putting that drop tank on the bottom?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Put it on. It just sucked it down onto the beach.
Through the cheetah hole.
Hasn't it? So I was trying to suck the air. I tried to power up to take off, and it just sucked it straight onto the beach.
I'm pleased I haven't picked the fuselage up yet, because I've just noticed something else on this wing that you don't normally get. So the improvements so far, the main improvement I would say has got to be the plastic coating on the leading edge.
Yeah.
That's the main improvement. Second improvement, some companies are doing it, but not all. You've got the covers on your servos. Third improvement, it's like a double arm. Fourth improvement, strength in the actual control surface. I'm not sure if that's carbon fibre or like a...
So do you know the double horns that are coming off the elevator? Are they connected to the carbon fibre there? Because it just can't quite see.
I'm not sure. I would have to actually try and rip it out to find out now. I don't want it, but it has got the surface is moulded around that strengthening section. You can see like the half moon shape.
All of the weight all the way across that surface.
They've put it in the right place, haven't they? They've made sure it's not just going to attach the foam.
Yeah.
But
really good. That's really good design.
Then we've got the quick assemble mechanism. Quick assemble and release with a soft connector. I've noticed they're fitting these soft connectors to a lot of their models, and they seem to be working well. I haven't heard anything bad about them, and we've had quite a few and never had an issue with them. So it must be a really good soft connector.
Yeah, I've never heard any bad reviews of them.
Another improvement. Like the EPU itself, how dense it is and rigid. It's hard for me to show you here, but I'll apply pressure. Get that there on its side, right. That's me putting a lot of pressure on there, and that's without the wing spar in. It's unbelievable how much force I'm putting on that and it's not moving. And that is just APU with a carbon fibre tube obviously inside of it. I would never do that with any other model that I've got. Pardon?
It's about where you put the carbon fibre, isn't it?
It is, but as you can see, the carbon fibre is there and it's running all the way up. But I think what also has helped is this plastic leading edge and the finer density APU. And the last thing I want to mention before I find anything else on it is look at the trailing edge on the control surface of the flap.
Oh, right, I see. If you're never going
to
off a wall or in the car, aren't you?
Yeah. When you come into land, you've got the flaps down, haven't you? So if you're landing in long grass, there's a high chance that it's, or rocks, anything like that, it's going to hit this. Or is it for where it's against the body? To stop it rubbing against the body? But that's plastic. It's all plastic edge. You're not going to damage that.
Definitely not.
So that's the wing. How long have we been talking about the wing?
A long time. Got a lot of good features on it though. Sorry.
It is, and that's the point I'm trying to get across about the models that they're starting to bring out now. The quality in the model. You think, but it might be a bit dear on this one. But when you buy a model, do you want to buy a model and have to start and spend money on it? Or do you want to buy a model that's ready to go? You know it's going to last a long time because it's got quality built into it. Yes, we're all like a cheap model just to chuck about the sky, but if you want a nice model...
Take it off.
Well, that's it. I can't finish. Why? Because we're doing a video. Everyone can see around the world.
Right, the fuselage. I haven't really looked at this that much. I've spent that much time just looking at the wing, but we've got a folding prop obviously. In fact, I'll have a look, see what size prop that is. What's that? 12 or 14 inch? I'll have a look in the book.
Looks big, like.
Does I? Big motor. It's got to be at least a 750 kV motor, that I would say. It's a 750 kV motor.
What battery does it take?
The battery's 14.8 volt, 2200 to 2600 4S. But when they say 2600, that's a 3000 to me. I'll always put a bigger battery in, especially for a maiden flight.
You'll get some good flight time out of that.
Yeah.
Really good flight time. I think your neck will get sore before the battery dies.
Do those connectors have a join to the servo in the wing? I would say yes. Normally behind the soft connector, Steve, as normally always, just like ordinary servo connectors, plugged in behind the soft connector. So say for instance you damaged the servo and you had to take the servo out, you pull it out, and at the back of the soft connector, that I would imagine definitely there's a standard servo connector there. In fact, I've seen it before on, which model was it? It was a previous model from FMS. I've definitely seen it before where they use like servo connectors on the back. They're like on fly leads. So the servo connector's not soldered directly, it's on a fly lead for some flex.
Was the Avanti not like that?
Ah, it was the Vanti I seen it on, yes.
Yeah.
It was the Vanti. But right, we've got the fuselage, and I'm going to show you the aluminium block I was on about that you attach your rod to, your wing spar. Can you see that aluminium block inside of there?
Oh, yes.
So did they need to make an aluminium block for this? Could they get away with a standard operation the way it's normally done? Definitely.
Probably.
They could have gotten away with it, so why make it? Why make it better?
I suppose if you're advertising it as an acrobatic plane,
Yeah.
you're going to push it, aren't you?
And I think this you can push quite a bit. There's some strength built into this.
I'd rather have an over-engineered plane than an under-engineered plane.
Exactly. So that's for your wing spar. Soft connector here. And you've got the two locking mechanisms there. So when you push the wing on, they automatically lock in.
Yeah.
In the tail section, you've got your elevator and rudder servo in the tail at the back.
Oh, yes.
And you might be looking thinking, hang on, where's the rudder surface? The rudder surface is separate.
All right.
So you've got 3 connectors there. And
so would you leave the rudder on normally?
I would. I think once you put it on, me personally, I would leave it on. But some people might want to take it off. But I think personally, I would leave it on.
Will it fit back in the box with the rudder on, will it?
No, you would have to take it off so it slots down like that.
Or modify the box a little bit.
You'd have to modify the box. I would leave it on, me personally, and just slit the box. The tail section of the box.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be taking it on.
But straight away, when I'm launching the Fox, the 3-meter FMS, that's a big model to get your hand around. So this one is ideal for me, especially where they put the wheel at the bottom, because it gives you something to push against when you're launching it. But with the torque this 750 kV motor is going to have, it's going to be out of your hands anyway with hardly any push.
We're going to be pulling out,
Yeah, definitely. Canopy. The Canopy, it's still APU, and I would say it's the same APU the fuselage is made of. But what they've actually done is they've coated it with a textured finish.
Oh, yeah, you can see,
Can you see the texture on it?
Yeah, you can see it.
I don't know why they've done that. It does stand out, because when you're looking at it, you can see it's a texture finish. There must be a reason behind why. Obviously, you can get a hold of it easier, so they've done it so you can open it easier. But to open it, you just press the button.
Alright, it pops off.
And it pops off. That's another improvement. See the catch?
Yeah.
So to put your Canopy on, I would imagine just pop it in and clips back in place. Then to release it, press the button.
I like that.
Aye. So that's the inside of the Canopy. Have you seen that space inside of there? FPV.
Yes.
Camera, video transmitter maybe?
Definitely.
DJI air unit?
Yeah, I was just about to say DJI.
DJI air unit. So the inside the fuselage itself, this is the room we've got inside the fuselage. It's recommending a 2,200 to 2,600, but you can see straight away you can definitely fit a bigger pack than a 2,600 weight.
Always fit a bigger battery.
Yeah, I've charged me 3,000 pack up for tomorrow. I haven't even tried it in yet. So I've got it on the floor here. Just an overlander, probably a bit of an overkill for a glider, like, but that's what's going in because that's what I've got. So this pack here is a 3,350 milliamp hour. So straight away I can tell you I'm not going to have a problem fitting a 3,000 pack in there. You could get a 5,000 pack in here. Whether you would hit CG, that's a thing, and I'll find out tomorrow when I set it all up. But providing I hit CG with a 3,350, that's what I'll be flying it with. So obviously inside you've got channel 4, what's your rudder, you've got your throttle, you've got your ailerons, you've got your flaps, you've got your rudder, you've got your elevator, and that's it, ready to go. I'm just using a 6-channel receiver on this one. I don't need anything else. There'll not be any stabilizers or anything like that going into it. It's just the way it is. But I'm looking through the motor mount at the front, and it's quite substantial chunk of plastic inside of there for the motor mount. But what else I can see is the coolant for the ESC, because the ESC's near the front here.
Oh, so it's
what
got
they've done?
Little cheetah, kind of a cheetah hole on the bottom.
Yep, then they've got the exhaust vent there for it.
There's an ESC in between them, is it?
Yep. So the ESC is directing the airflow where it's going to get sucked in, and it's
keep it cool.
Exhausting there.
Again, that's probably a bit of over-engineering again, because you're not going to be using the motor that much.
But you might, because you might be flying an acrobatic, where you're going to be on the power a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably why they've done it, just in case the ESC does start to heat up. I mean, the ESC is a 40 amp ESC.
It's a good size, isn't it?
It's got to be fine. Can't see anything else. In fact, I'll try them. I'll try and screw one of them aluminium rods on, just see what it's like. So I'm thinking when I'm going to put this in here, this is going to create the angle of what the wing's going to sit at.
Yeah.
That's your fixed angle. So I'll put them both in. That's the first one in. That's the second one. So obviously you don't need to really over tighten these, just nip them up with your hand. That's it.
Yeah.
They can't come undone once you've got your wing on, because it can't push out because the wing's there.
Yeah, it can't go anywhere.
So I would imagine there's a bit of... They're tapered up over a bit, are they?
Yeah, they're a little bit.
So that's giving you the angle of what your wing should be at. So it's very much like the multiplex, some of the multiplex gliders.
Right.
Which are known to be really good gliders. Where they taper them up a smidgen.
Right.
Smidgen, that's a Northumbrian word.
Smidge.
Smidgen. Shall I try and put this wing on? Or shall I put the other one on first?
Show how easy it goes on.
I don't know, because I haven't tried it yet. It's been the first time.
Could be an absolute nightmare, disaster.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. It's on. Just clips in. I'm just going to check that the clips have actually located, which they have. Hands on, hands on. So that now is solid. I'm not going to put the other wing on because I'll not be able to get moved inside of here. But for the tail surface, you've got your horizontal got your horizontal surface there again, and they've got carbon fibre running from about there to there. Then we've got the same horn, like double horn type.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what them grub screws are for. Or grub screw to go in there. But can you see the slot?
Yeah.
Where it locks into.
That just slots into the back of the fuselage.
Yeah.
Like into the
So
tail.
they've got it location at the top and the underside. So this is going to be just pressure fit. It is a small bit of a locking mechanism, but it doesn't fully lock. You don't have to press anything to get it out. It's going to be push in and tug it out, looking at it. But again, the APU on this,
solid.
I mean, I'm giving it some flex there, and what I should have done, I should have had it sitting on now with a bag of sugar, just to see how much it can take. But you can actually feel the strength in it. I've had issues with gliders, and Andrew will tell you this. Well, I'll take a glider quite high up, put it into a very steep dive at full power, building up a lot of speed, and it just goes totally out of control, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You totally lose control of it because you've got that much flex in the surfaces. That's not going to happen with this one because you're not going to see any flex at all.
No, definitely not.
I'll try this one, see what it's like. So I imagine it's just, again, a push fit.
What's that, Steve? The best Northumbrian word is scruncheons.
Scruncheons? I'm from the chippy. Scruncheons, you batter.
Scruncheons.
Scruncheons.
Aye.
Can't get that way and see it.
Best part of the chippy, that.
That's the best part because they're normally free. But do they charge you for them now? I'm sure they charge you for them now, your scruncheons.
I've never been
Can we
charged.
see that? I'm all rested on my tiger cat.
Oh no.
Can you see that, Andrew, can you? Chummy chow. So again, we've got the alignment mould here, top and bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing anything. Oh, aye. Here we go. We've got a slight recess in the mould, so that's where it locks into or locates. Obviously, that's where it's locating into. So you should feel it drop into there.
Right.
I've seen
So is there any screw or anything that holds it in, or is that it?
No, that's it. It's just push in. This model doesn't come with screws.
Yeah, I suppose it's pushing from the front, so it's not going to come out, is it?
That's it. See?
Brilliant.
That's it done. That's it in. Then obviously just your that control rod from there to there.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Isn't it? Shall we see how hard it is to get back out?
Go on then.
I'm going to check just to make sure you don't have to do anything special first, but I would imagine it's just a tug, the way it's made. That's just going to pop back out. That's it.
All planes should go together like that.
Aye. Yep. Shall I put the rudder on? Do we need the rudder on?
Well,
Well, look at the rudder yet, have we? There's not going to be nothing interesting on the rudder though, it's just a rudder surface. So it's full size rudder, so it's actually coming above the horizontal. We've got 3 attachment points Then we've got the same type of linkage with a double arm, which obviously has strength built into it.
Does that just clip into a couple of little clips, does it?
The 3 points. Yep. That's the
because obviously on my it's just foam. It's just like a foam hinge, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we've got foam hinges on the ailerons and flaps. I'm not sure if there's anything else extra in there, but this is a plastic hinge. See how it goes on? I'm just lining them up there. Then bracket. Oh. That's it. That's it, as easy as that. And that's a nice action, that.
It's going to be nice and smooth. There's no restrictions like on the foam.
I mean, I like a lot of throw on me rudder, mate, when I'm flying gliders. I like a lot of throw, but this is, with it being a full height rudder, obviously it's coming above the vertical, so you can get a lot of deflection with that.
It's going to handle nice, isn't it?
I think it'll be hard to stop it, actually, to slow it down. Obviously you're going to put flaps in, but even with flaps, I think this is going to be a fast model, this. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's not losing anything. Normally a model will start to flex and that when it reaches a high speed, and that's its limit. Because you lose control, but this isn't going to flex. This model.
It's not going to have a limit.
No, it's... Yeah, it's definitely... Well,
is the fuselage all foam, is it?
Is it what, sorry?
Is the whole fuselage foam? Because I know some of them are plastic.
There's a lot of plastic inserts I've noticed on it. Obviously all this is plastic around here. I've noticed another plastic insert at the bottom. I'm not sure what it's for. Not yet, I'm not, but there's a plastic insert just under here.
Yeah.
But you'll see tomorrow if you come to the beach, Andrew, that how stiff the wing actually is, but I've just seen something very nice on it. What's going to be ideal for us. When I've looked at the top of the wing, can you see what I see?
What is that? Like the square patch?
Yeah, but you know what it is?
What is it?
Plastic, hard plastic.
Oh, so
it's actually the opposite side of the servo. So that'll be ideal for mounting what cameras too.
Yeah. The 360 one will look good on there.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
Get a bit along the way.
I mean, for me, for the type of flying I do, it's always about the camera work. Obviously the flying's important as well, but I hate cutting holes or gluing cameras to me models. So I love it when I see a hard point like that. So I just think, yep, definitely camera straight on there.
Steve's saying, do the flaps allow you to make them into spoilers? Like, do they bend up over as well?
No.
They don't.
No, what you would do, you'd have the crow braking, you would mix it in with your aileron.
Right.
So you'd have your flaps down and ailerons up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Flaps down.
What's that called? Crow braking or something, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll just run basic flaps to start with.
Yeah.
But I think it might need them. I think it might need crow braking because it is going to be a fast model. Unless you're a really good flyer and you can handle bleeding off the speed. Which at the beach we've got plenty of room to do that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it makes you a better flyer. Crow. John says crow eye.
Crow braking.
Spoil runs. scrumptions.
I could just eat some scrunchions now.
It is, Aaron. That is Aaron abducted and probed records, isn't it? That sounds like Aaron. It is a really. It's the quality in it. It's the quality that's been built into it, the way it's been engineered, the design team. This hasn't been something that, like, say, a year ago, 2 years ago, they thought, oh, we'll make a glider. This has been in design, I would say, for at least 3 years. Got to be.
Yeah.
To get all these to come together, all these little fiddly bits. You know yourself, when they make a mould for a machine, the amount of detail that's got to go into them, the amount of time to make a mould. So the more plastic bits you put on your machine, the more foam bits you put on your plane, and plastic bits on your plane, the more moulds you need.
Yeah, the more work you've got to do.
Yep. This has been long in the pipeline, this.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. But you can see why. You can see why. Some planes, you look at them and think, oh, they've just put a carbon fibre rod in and stuck it together. But with this, you can see they've actually
took...
Pardon?
They've done such a good job with the Fox as well. This is just like another...
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't it?
Definitely.
Sort of
you see,
added on to that.
Some people will be probably put off by the Fox because of its sheer size. You know yourself, when you get it down the beach, it's a big model at 3 metre. And somebody might be thinking, well, hang on, if I'm by myself and I haven't got that much confidence, can I launch it myself? Yeah. And obviously you can launch it yourself, it's not an issue. But something like this, you'll not have a problem.
No.
It's the hand on there.
In that one.
I'll give you a fly in this one tomorrow once we get it up.
Yeah, no shot.
It's absolutely perfect. I haven't got the battery tied to it now, it's just resting. I keep hitting me light.
And that's with just one wing?
That's with just one wing, yeah. I just can't wait to get it up in the sky.
Can't wait to taste it.
It's one of them planes, you know how it's going to fly before you even fly it. You actually know how it's going to fly before you fly it, definitely.
You'll have to try and keep it nice and slow for the chase.
Oh, I will. Because you know yourself how fast the gliders can go. They're faster than a lot of what ADF jets, aren't they?
Well, did we race? What ADF did we race?
I was racing one of yours.
Was it not the was it the F-16 or the F-18?
F-16, I think. And I whizzed past you with my little glider.
Yeah. The fast.
Yep, that's it. That's what comes with it. The box is now empty. 2 wings, 2 rods. You got your vertical, your horizontal, your fuselage, and 2 push rods. And that's the build done. Plug your receiver in, battery in, go and fly.
So you don't get much for your money, but what you do get is a really good design.
Yeah, exactly. You get quality. Quality.
Fantastic.
Yep, I'm looking forward to flying. Oh, you get an instruction manual as well.
Do you know how much they're selling for, Simon?
I think it could be £250 to £270. £250 to £270.
Not a bad price again, is it? Like the pits was a good price.
The pits has been the I've said that before. It's been the best. What was the word I used? Not affordable. The best value for money model this year. I think the pits for value for money for what you get for your money is unbelievable with the pits.
For the finish and the size and like character, it flies brilliant, doesn't it?
Oh, yep. We'll have another one on the beach tomorrow because John's taking his.
Yeah.
Warbird wise, everybody knew the Spit was my favourite. It's not anymore.
I know, he fell out of love with her.
I fell out of love with my Spitfire. I've got a new girl now. Here, kitty, kitty.
She's got big motors, hasn't she?
She is, aye. She's gorgeous. It's actually the best warbird I've flown. Unbelievable. If you haven't flown the FMS Tiger Cat, bah, unbelievable.
It's got a huge presence as well.
It is. It's the way it flies though. It's not just the way it looks, it's the way it flies. It gives you confidence. It's got there's nothing about it that's like, think you're going to tip over the edge. It actually gives you confidence to fly it.
Yeah. I haven't had his Spitfire out for a while, have you?
No,
Can I
it's
take
in the
it
garage.
back? Yes,
It's in the garage, poor lass.
things you've got to do.
Aye. John! Was John on the phone when I showed him this?
Not sure.
Came the day, John.
Yeah, I think John is still on.
This is a polyacrylic. It's water-based, clear coat, crystal clear finish, ultra fast drying, easy water cleanup. And I'm going to coat my SU-35 with it, the EPS plane. EPP? EPS. EPS.
EPS.
Yep, it's gloss, John. Clear gloss. Then John's going to paint his pits with it.
How's he going to do the
Not
pits?
these pits. FMS
Aye.
pits.
He needs to.
Aye.
Sorry, John.
Or you can do your plane first if you want, John. Just come on and pick it up. You can tell us what it's like. But it came the day. Well, I think that's it for me. Basically, the night I just wanted to show you, obviously, the light burner from Ran, which again, thanks very much, Ran, for that. It's definitely going in the SU, and you will see some video of it. I'm going to get Andrew to chase us, because normally I do all the chasing, but Andrew's been starting to do a bit chasing. So Andrew's going to chase us, and we'll see the burners lighting up in the back of the SU. You reckon, Andrew?
Good. Get some good footage of that.
Then tomorrow, right, we've got the glider, so tomorrow hopefully we'll have the glider on the beach. Smoke on the glider.
Oh, yes.
Smoke on the glider, we need to put some smoke on the glider.
Got some still?
I've got some in my garage somewhere. You shouldn't leave them laying about, you know, because they're actually...
No, definitely not.
No, it's not the type of thing you'd leave lying about. It's not a pyrotechnic charge, but it's still... Well, it's just like firework, isn't it?
It still gets hot, doesn't it?
You
burns it.
didn't put them somewhere and forget about them.
No.
But I can't remember where they are.
Or put them on a radiator.
The last time you were at my house, you put them in the radiator, didn't you? Other new stuff we've getting lately. Obviously everybody's raving about the new TBS remote. The TBS Tango. This is a TBS Tango Pro one. The only difference between the Pro is the sticks fold in flat. I haven't used this one yet. I did use the Tango, the base model, but I had a bit of an issue with it. Firmware, SD card content, I had a bit of an issue with it, and luckily Unmanned Tech said, look, send it back, we'll send you another one, but they didn't have that model in stock, so I paid extra and got the Pro model. But this is a remote I really want to work well, to be flawless, and I hope it is, because the design of this remote, when you look at it straight away, you think gaming station joypad, which is obvious. That's what people are going to think. But there's a reason why Sony and Microsoft, Xbox make their pads like that, because they're ergonomically perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect, aren't they?
They're perfect, and this is 90% perfect. 90% perfect for ergonomically wise. A standard remote like this, on paper, is just ergonomically wrong.
Just square, big
square
block, isn't it?
So that's what we've used. And if you're used to using this, making a change to something like this is going to be hard. But once you do make the change and you feel the difference, that's when these will start becoming a thing of the past, and everybody will be going for this design just because of the comfort feel in the hands. But what I've noticed is since I first flew with this style remote, I've always used my thumbs to fly. With the jump, I've always used my thumbs. With the Tyrannus, I used my thumbs. Every radio I've had, I've used my thumbs. But with this one, even though people say it's for thumbers, I think it's for more that people that pinch, because straight away I turn to pinching, didn't I, Andrew?
Yeah.
And I can.
I had a shot at
Yep, you did.
and I felt like it was nice for pinching as well.
Yeah.
I've actually got one of them on order as well.
You have, I persuaded you to buy one.
Bad influence.
I did. But what I've found is the reason I moved to pinching was the accuracy in me flying, especially flying the likes of the race quads. It's now I can just aim for a hole and know I'm exactly going to hit it. It's just absolutely perfect pinching. It's them little fine movements where when you're using your thumbs, sometimes you get a bit of a shake on them. But when I'm pinching,
you overcorrect yourself, don't you? That's what I find.
When I'm pinching, it's just yep, definitely. You're using your yaw a lot more when you're flying the quads, and it just feels perfect in the hands. You got the switches. Rocker switch here, 3 position. Rocker switch here, 3 position.
Switches with buttons.
Yep. You've got momentary switch here. Well, not momentary switch, momentary button. Another momentary button here. Then you've got some recess latch 2 position switch. So like on off switch, which you could use for arming. And you can't knock it because it's flush with it, you've got to press it. But what I found was, with this pinching like that, it felt like I was having to pull my finger right back to get it to disarm it. So next time I'm going to set it up on the 3 position switch, which is perfectly in line for when you're pinching.
And them angles are compatible with all the Crossfire receivers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Steve's just asked.
What was that?
Steve was asking.
Oh, I just all the Crossfire ones. I wouldn't imagine you could put a module in this, so it's just Crossfire, which we use on all our quads. But we have been thinking about using Crossfire on the planes as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't work.
We've been thinking about it, we just haven't gotten round to it yet, because the need isn't there. With this, you get it's more for the penetration and range. Well, when we fly the skilled warbirds, we're very close in, nothing in between.
Don't really have a problem with them losing signal, not normally in any ways.
Yeah. I used to use the 9XR. That's what I started with, the 9XR.
The DX. Mine's somewhere, mine's over there.
What do you have, a DX? That's Spectrum, that one.
I was a 9XR, wasn't it?
There's 9XR I had. I was EZUHF. That's what I had, the EZUHF as well. John had the posh one. What did you have, John? John Callahan? What was it called again? The one John had, the long range system.
see what he said about the coating for the plane?
About what?
About the coat, the wax. He said, "Oh, you put it on yours, melt yours first."
Cheeky bugger, isn't he?
He never changes. Dragon Link.
Didn't put Dragon Link, that was it.
Then,
Aye, Dragon
yeah, I
Link.
used to use.
John used to use Dragon Link and used to say it was better than my EZUHF. More expensive. I don't know, it would have been better, but it was more expensive. Right, I need to get a lot of batteries charged up for tomorrow.
Yes, me too.
Build this plane, seeing that it's already built. But I need to do the CG. What the CG's in here? I'm sure I've seen somewhere 70mm from the leading edge or something like that. I know it's got the throws and everything written in here. It will have the CG. Oh, it's 70 to 80mm from the hard plastic leading edge. The hard plastic leading edge. I wonder how many more planes follow suit now and start putting a hard plastic leading edge on to stop them getting damaged. I wonder how many actually jump on the bandwagon now and start doing it because FMS has started doing it.
Loads of my planes have got dings along the front edge of the wing.
Even the likes of our jets. You know how beat up they get? They've just got to touch something and they're dented. Yeah. But if you put a coloured, the same, obviously that would be the hard bit, getting the colouring right with the plane. I suppose it's easier on a white model.
I suppose they can just spray it, same as the spray the plane.
What's he say he's taking my PPR when I made him? What's his PPR?
What's a PPR? I dread to think what a PPR is.
Yep, I always use reinforced tape, Steve. But the thing with the reinforced tape is it didn't handle the UV very well, did it? And it used to get the yellow tinge, and when you try to take it off, you get the powder and strings. Oh, it was terrible. But put a hard leading edge on like this, no more tape on your leading edge. You just wipe it clean. PPE.
Very good.
PPE. Personal protective equipment. Carl said that. PPR. What's PPR? It does, Steve. It dries up and goes yellow and brittle. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night because I'm starving and I need to get this plane built and I'm going to have something to eat.
Well, I'm going to have some chips with scrunchions.
Anyway, thanks for coming along, Andrew. And Andrew, if you don't know him, Andrew's the guy that flies the Hawk with the smoke on it on the beach, and I'm chasing him along. Bye bye, Penny. But hopefully we'll report back tomorrow with good findings from the glider.
Yep, get some good videos hopefully.
What else we're flying tomorrow? Can I take my Tiger Cat again?
Aye, I could do with some more footage for that.
The Tiger Cat. One other thing. Well, it doesn't matter, I don't know where I'll put it. Forget about that. Right then. Speak to you guys later. Thanks for dropping in, especially Ran. Thank you very much for dropping in.
Yep.
We'll definitely get this installed on the SU. And Andrew will definitely do some chasing there.
Definitely.
I think Tony's going to try and get some ground footage of it as well. The DJI man Tony, you can check him out on YouTube. Tony actually comes to the beach quite often with where he's part of Northeast FPV. But Tony flies the DJI quads with the good cameras and gimbals on, so he often gets some nice footage of the local area, the dolphins which are out to sea, and sometimes of us with our planes or us crashing our planes. But if somebody's going to get a crash video, it's always going to be Anthony because he's always filming. So you can check him out with the DJI man Tony there.
Or the close shaves.
The close shaves, that's Carl. We'll not speak about that one. Bad lad.
Bad lad.
Yep. Right, until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good night.
I need to go on to end the chat. Dashboard. Stream. It's still live. Can't remember. Oh, there it is, man.